I am thinking and growing rich. This is a set of affirmations. It could be worth $1 million to you because each affirmation was inspired by Napoleon Hill and his work, Think and Grow Rich. First edition, July 1960. I studied this work for many years now, adding my own elemental twist, with the intention to enchant each with a success spell. Among other books written by Napoleon Hill, like Outwitting the Devil, this is a practical and valuable resource for everyone learning about magic, money, or entrepreneurship. My goal is to tap into Napoleon's ability to transplant faith into the mind of 200 million people. I am Ashley Michaud, your coach and founder of Elemental Growth. I invite you to close your eyes, open your third eye, tune in to your higher self, and volunteer yourself to think and grow rich. As you hear each affirmation, you're going to drift deeper and deeper as these envelop your subconscious mind, cutting ties with outdated beliefs, patterns, and ways of being. You're going to remember these affirmations, commit yourself to specific actionable steps. You're going to cultivate the clarity, focus, faith, and self-confidence to become the change you wish to see in the world. Let's get started. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now at the capacity to know what I want and have cultivated the determination to stand by that which I desire until I manifest it into existence. I know enough to seek expert counsel before giving up. Failure is a trickster with a keen sense of irony and cunning. It takes great delight in tripping us up when success is just within reach. I aim to fail fast and learn faster. I go for no. The better portion of sales I've made were after people said no. I keep on keeping on. As riches begin to come, they come so quickly and with such great abundance that I wonder where they've been hiding during all of those past years. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now the master of my fate, the captain of my soul. Our brains become magnetized with the dominating thoughts which we hold in our minds, and by means with which no man is familiar. These magnets attract to us the forces, the people, the circumstance of life which harmonize with the nature of our dominating thoughts. I magnetize my mind with intense desire for riches. I'm committed to becoming money conscious, allowing the desire for money to drive me to create definite plans for acquiring it. This is not a wish. It's a pulsating desire which transcends everything else. It's definite. I choose a definite goal. I place all my energy, all my willpower, and all my effort, everything to manifest this goal. I stand by this goal, this desire, allowing it to become the dominating obsession of my life and finally a fact. There is but one thing in this world that I am determined to have. I stake my entire life, my future upon my ability to get what I want. My burning desire to win is essential to success. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now desiring riches with the state of mind that becomes an obsession, then planning definite ways and means to acquire riches. I'm backing those plans with persistence, which does not recognize failure, which will bring riches. I'm turning my desire into gold. I fix my mind to the exact amount of money I desire. I'm definite. I'm determined. I determine exactly what I intend to give up in return for the money I desire. I establish a definite date when I intend to possess the money I desire. I create a definite plan for carrying out this desire and begin at once. Ready or not, here I come. I'm putting this plan into action. I'm coming back to these affirmations twice a day, once just before retiring at night and once after rising in the morning. As I listen, I actually see the money. I feel wealthy. I believe in myself. I'm already in possession of the money I desire. I accept it as truth now and forever. Thank you. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now taking the steps essential for the accumulation of money and for the attainment of any goal I ever set for myself. I realize that all who've accumulated great fortunes first did a certain amount of dreaming, hoping, wishing, desiring, and planning before they acquired money. There is but one quality which one must possess to win, and that is definiteness of purpose. Like them, I possess the knowledge of what I want and the burning desire to possess it. I know that every failure brings with it a seed of equivalent success. I stand to put my dreams into action, despite more than 10,000 failures, like Thomas Edison, when he stood by his dream until he made it physical reality. The world is filled with an abundance of opportunity which the dreamers of the past translated into wishes. Open-mindedness is essential for belief. Remember, no more effort is required to aim high in life, to demand abundance and prosperity than is required to accept misery and poverty. If you bargain with life for a penny, life will pay no more. Life is an employer that gives you what you ask for. Once you set the wages, you must bear the task. I expressed my opinion silently in the secrecy of my own heart. I am sure that there must be a way, and I know I will find it. I renew the pledge I make to myself every day with full faith that I will rise to the occasion, full faith that I will and am already succeeding. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now going to work creating stories designed to develop in myself reliance, imagination, and a keen desire to ascend limitations by transforming weakness into assets. When I look in the mirror, I see a brave and victorious, self-reliant entrepreneur whose stock increased 100% because I went into business on my own initiative and won. I always find a definite and practical way to convert a handicap into an equivalent asset. I'm practicing mental chemistry. My words are magic spells. My thoughts work like miracles. Nature wraps up in the impulse of a strong desire, something which recognizes no such word as impossible and accepts no such reality as failure. There are no limitations to the mind except those we acknowledge. Both poverty and riches are the offspring of thought. I am choosing positive and rich, prosperous thoughts. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now in a faith-filled state of mind. I induce and create this state of mind through words of affirmation and repeated instructions to the subconscious mind through the principle of autosuggestion. I repeat my most positive affirmations often. Affirmations are orders to the subconscious mind. This is the only known method to voluntarily develop the emotion faith. All thoughts which have been emotionalized and mixed with faith begin immediately to translate themselves into physical, equivalent, or counterpart. The emotions of faith, love, and sex, when mixed with any thought impulse, gives greater action than any of these emotions can do singly. To make my desires more realistic, I begin to conduct myself just as I will when I am in possession of the material things I am demanding. When I call upon my subconscious mind in this way, I move through change with greater ease, understanding that perfection will come through practice. I aim for progress over perfection. I always do my best, understanding that my best changes depending on how much I practice. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now encouraging positive emotions. Thoughts which mix with any of the feelings and emotions constitute a magnetic force which attracts other similar or related thoughts. Thought magnetized with emotion can be compared to a seed which, when planted in fertile soil, germinates and grows and multiplies itself over and over and over again until that which was originally one small seed becomes countless millions of seeds, all of the same brand. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now practicing the self-confidence formula. I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definitive purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, continuous action towards its attainment, and I here and now promise to render such action. I realize the dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually reproduce themselves in outward physical action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture. I know through the principle of autosuggestion that any desire I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of attaining the object back of it. Therefore, I devote 10 minutes daily to demanding of myself the development of self-confidence. I've clearly written down a description of my definite, chief aim in life, and I will never stop trying until I have developed sufficient self-confidence for attaining it. I fully realize that no wealth or position can long endure unless built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I engage in no transaction which does not benefit all whom it affects. I succeed by attracting to myself the forces I wish to use, the cooperation of other people. I induce others to serve me because of my willingness to serve others. I eliminate hatred, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism by developing love for all humanity, because I know the negative attitudes towards others can never bring me success. I cause others to believe in me because I believe in them and in myself. I sign my name to this formula, I commit it to my memory, and repeat it aloud every day with full faith that I will gradually influence my thoughts and actions so that I will become a self-reliant and successful person in my own right. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now aware that my subconscious mind will translate into reality any thought I repeat or mix with emotion. A thought driven by fear can manifest just as readily as a thought driven by courage and faith. I'm consciously choosing unconditional positive regard. I'm choosing the emotions of love. I'm choosing delight and up. When I think I will win, I win. I created this understanding through the principle of faith. Ideas build fortunes. One sound idea is all that's needed. Also persistence to never stop after hearing no. I'm the master of my fate. I'm making the impossible possible. I'm using principles that change my destiny. That's the starting point of all achievements. I'm imagining myself a millionaire. I'm tapping into the power of great dreams. I'm getting my dreams off the launching pad. I'm visualizing my dreams. I'm cultivating belief in attainment of my dreams. I'm developing faith. I'm releasing the disaster of negative thinking. I'm finding the genius that once lay asleep in the brain. I see and feel money in my hands. I'm strengthening my powers of concentration. I'm stimulating my subconscious mind. I'm understanding the secret of mental power. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now using my personal experience and observations to get all the knowledge I need. It pays to know how to purchase knowledge. I'm on the road to specialized knowledge. My simple ideas pay off. My assets are priceless. I'm making ideas pay off through specialized knowledge. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now using my imagination. I'm giving my imagination some exercise. The laws that lead to fortune are discovered through learning how to make practical use of our imagination. I know what I will do when I'm making millions of dollars and how to transmute my ideas into cash. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now organized and planning the crystallization of desire into action. If ever my first plan fails, I try another. I plan the sale of personal services. I follow the major attributes of leadership modeled by the mentors I follow and know my worth. I take inventory of myself. I do self-analysis. I find opportunities. I accumulate riches. I'm a miracle. I'm provided many blessings. I'm finding opportunities in the midst of riches. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now decisive. I know my priorities and my boundaries. I'm the decision master. No longer do I procrastinate making decisions. I trust my intuition. I do my due diligence. I observe decisions that have changed history. I write my decisions on paper. I'm a mastermind. I know what I want and I generally get it. I'm so happy and grateful that I am now persistent and sustaining the effort necessary to induce faith. I test my level of persistence by becoming money conscious. I snapped out of mental poverty, climbed over failures, and trained myself to be persistent. I'm taking my own persistent inventory by getting over the fear of criticism. As I'm developing persistence, I'm also mastering difficulties. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now harnessing the power of the mastermind. My daily mastermind is a driving force gaining power through the collective. I'm now multiplying my power of positive emotions. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now learning to master transmutation and my relationship to achievement. I'm harnessing the power of my highly developed sexual nature to stimulate my mind's genius. In this process, I'm using my sixth sense, where hunches come from. I'm developing the creative faculty inside myself and getting access to the best ideas, methods, and such used by geniuses. Infinite technology is available to us. The driving forces of sex are why men seldom succeed before 40. Orgasm stimulates the storehouse of personal magnetism. False beliefs about sex harm the personality. I'm tapping into the powerhouse of emotions. When in a state of love, you can truly never lose entirely. This is how a partner can make or break you. Also why wealthy people claim riches are useless without a partner. The subconscious mind connecting, energizing the two beings in a creative effort makes your positive emotions work for you. This is also the secret of effective prayer and meditation. The brain is our broadcasting and receiving station for thought. The greatest forces are intangible. When we join minds to work in tandem, we see how teamwork really does make the dream work. The sixth sense is the door to the temple of wisdom, to the miracles. The sixth sense builds character through autosuggestion, the starting power of imagination. I'm tapping into the source of inspiration. I'm a mighty force. I'm growing. I am noticing, even in the times of slow growth. I'm so happy and grateful I am now mindful of the six ghosts of fear. The fear of poverty is the most destructive fear. Next is the fear of criticism, the fear of ill health, the fear of loss of a loved one, the fear of old age, and the fear of death. These fears are disastrous. They are destructive thinking, the devil's worship. I am protecting myself against negative influences. I'm running a self-analysis around these fears and knowing that my attitude is the one thing over which I have absolute control always. Riches begin in the form of thought. The amount is only limited by my mind and the thoughts I choose to put into motion. I'm also cultivating more faith. Faith removes limitations. Nature built us to have absolute control over the material which reaches our subconscious mind through our five senses, although this is not meant to be construed as a statement that we always exercise this control. I see my mind as a fertile garden, a spot which weeds will grow in abundance if the seeds of more desirable crops are not sown there. I see and feel myself already in possession of the things which I desire. I am mixing emotion and feelings with my words. I'm mixing in my mind the exact amount of money I desire, knowing in full faith this money is already awaiting my claim. I don't wait for a definite plan through which I intend to exchange services or merchandise in return for the money. I'm visualizing. I begin at once to see myself in possession of the money. I'm demanding and expecting it, knowing wholeheartedly that my subconscious mind will hand over the plans as I need them. As plans appear, they flash in my mind through the sixth sense in the form of an inspiration. I treat each with respect and act upon it as soon as I receive it. I create a definite plan for carrying my desire and begin at once to put my plans into action. I'm visualizing the money I intend to accumulate. With closed eyes, I see myself rendering my services, delivering high quality, and giving my best in return for this money. I know this is important. I'm rising to the occasion. I'm so happy and grateful. I'm now trusting in my subconscious mind to act only upon instructions which are positively emotionalized. I'm handing over to it feelings of faith, the strongest and most productive of all the emotions. I'm instructed by my spirit and soul as well as action. As I do this, a whole new universe of power is unfolding to me. The actual performance of transmuting desire into money follows the use of autosuggestion, these affirmations, which I listen to, I read. As I'm doing this, they're influencing my subconscious mind. I'm thoroughly convinced that the principle of autosuggestion is sound. I'm accomplishing all that I wish to manifest as I read and highlight every affirmation which impresses me favorably. I'm making the most of every failure, every heartache, knowing each comes with a seed of equivalent or greater benefit. I'm intelligently directed through practical plans of action, knowing that knowledge is the only potential power. When my affirmations are organized into definite plans of actions, I'm directed to a definite end. I'm so happy and grateful. I'm now self-educated. I've developed the faculties of my mind. I'm able to acquire anything I want or its equivalent without violating the rights of others. No longer do I clutter my mind with general knowledge for the purpose of being able to answer questions. I have people all around me who can supply any knowledge I require. I know where to get knowledge when I need it. I also organize that knowledge into definite plans of action. Knowing how to command my specialized knowledge enables me to become one of the wealthiest people today. It is not essential that I have all the knowledge in my own mind or that I have any schooling for me to do well for myself financially. It pays to know how to purchase knowledge. I own my life experience and trust any education I desire is available through the cooperation of others. I can access information on demand from colleges, universities, mastermind alliances, public libraries, books, specialized training, courses, also home study. Successful people in all callings never stop acquiring specialized knowledge related to the major purpose of business or profession. It pays to know how to purchase knowledge. I'm so happy and grateful. I'm now the owner of a successful business that was once just an idea. I'm the author of a very attractive book. I'm prepared to describe the advantages of my system. I'm a silent salesman. My story is so effectively told that I now have more clients than I could handle on my own. It pays to start 1 or 2 steps above the bottom. I'm forming the habits of looking around and observing how others get ahead. I'm seeing opportunity and embracing it without hesitation. All the world loves a winner and has no time for a loser. I'm rising to high positions while some others remain at the bottom because of conditions they can control if only they had the desire to control them. I believe that close association with one who refuses to compromise with circumstances is an asset that can never be measured in terms of money. I'm looking after the interest of my clients as well as my business. I prepare plans in a way that everyone receives full value, and I'm often receiving additional money through word of mouth. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now using my imagination, the only quality needed to combine specialized knowledge with ideas to form organized plans designed to yield riches. It has been said that man can create anything with which he can imagine. Man's only limitation within reason lies in his development and use of his imagination. I'm the observer. I'm manifesting a positive material experience. I'm receiving the education I need to succeed. I'm a great communicator. I'm tap into infinite intelligence. I'm communicating with the subconscious mind and the minds of others. I'm stimulated through the emotions of strong desire, through the earth, through the billions of individual cells that create my body and every atom of matter. I'm an intangible form of energy. The secret is not a secret. Mama Nature herself advertises it in the earth upon which we live, the stars, the planets suspended within our view, and the elements above and around us, in every blade of grass and every form of life within our vision. I believe that where there's a will, there's a way. Every night, I'm taking my most desired thoughts to bed with me and getting up with them every morning. I take my desired thoughts with me everywhere I go. I turn them over and over in my mind, allowing them to become an obsession within myself until I attain that which I desire. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now definite in my purpose. My dreams take on animation, life, and a power as they're backed by burning desire. I'm translating my purpose into success. I made up my mind. I'm receiving the necessary millions of dollars required to make my dreams come true in quick time. I'm seeing the importance of decision. I'm receiving money within the specified time I asked to acquire it. The moment I make the decision to earn a specific amount of money within a specified time, a strange feeling of assurance comes over me. I remember the money I asked for was waiting for me all the time. I sleep with a feeling of confidence, for I can see myself already in possession of millions of dollars as I requested. When I affirm, I again experience a feeling of assurance. I know that money will always be forthcoming. I'm excited, and in my excitement, I'm delivering high quality value to my clients. I speak with all my heart and soul. I'm in possession of my dreams. I believe that hard work and honesty, along with a definite purpose, brings me riches. I'm so happy and grateful. I'm now surrounding myself with people who can do all that I cannot. People who create ideas. People who put ideas into operation. I'm making myself and others fabulously rich. Ideas are intangible forces. They have more power than the physical brain that gives birth to them. I align myself with as many people as I need for the creation of carrying out my plan or plans for accumulating the monies and the desires that I wish to receive. I'm making use of the mastermind principle, knowing that it is absolutely essential. I decide what advantage and benefits I offer. I provide a return for their cooperation, knowing that no one will work indefinitely without some form of compensation. At least no intelligent person will extend another to work without adequate compensation, although this may not always be in the form of money. I arrange to meet with the members of my mastermind at least twice a week, and more often when possible, until we have jointly perfected the necessary plan or plans for accumulating the money desired. I maintain perfect harmony between myself and every member of the mastermind group, knowing that the mastermind principle cannot obtain where perfect harmony does not prevail. To be sure of success, I'm making plans which are faultless. I have the advantage of my experience, education, native ability, imagination, and other minds which are in harmony. We are accumulating a great fortune together. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now failing fast, learning and replacing failed plans with a new plan. When defeat comes, I accept it as a signal that my plans are not sound. I rebuild those plans and set sail once more towards my goal. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now deciding on the outset whether I intend to become a leader in my chosen calling or to remain a follower for the time being. I'm becoming a great leader through being an intelligent follower. People who can follow a leader most effectively usually develop into leaders. I'm rapidly acquiring knowledge from my mentors. I'm courageous. I'm self-aware and knowledgeable. I express self-control. I'm setting a mighty example for my followers. I'm using my intelligence to be decisive and make sound plans. I plan my work and work my plan. I'm in the habit of doing more than paid for. I'm assuming full responsibility as a leader. I understand and apply the principle of cooperative effort. I'm able to induce my followers to do the same. I am finding abundant opportunities. I'm a leader in all walks of life. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now efficient. Knowing that leadership calls for the ability to organize and to master details. Knowing that truly great leaders are willing to perform any sort of labor which they would ask another to perform. As an efficient leader, I use the knowledge of my job and the magnetism of my personality to greatly increase the efficiency of others and induce them to render more service and a better service than they could render without my aid. A really great leader claims none of the honors. As an efficient leader, I lead by encouraging, not by trying to instill fear in the hearts of anyone. My sympathy, understanding, fairness, and demonstration that I know my job is what makes me a great leader. The doors of my office are always open to those who wish to enter. I'm finding ways and means of teaching people how to apply the knowledge they receive in school. I deal more with practice and less with theory. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now organizing and planning events, advertising in newspapers, writing personal letters, making personal acquaintances, and getting references from former employers and teachers I studied under. I share paragraphs of myself in a professional manner, state my qualifications, and offer to work. I'm confident in my ability to fill the position. I do sufficient research in connection to familiarize myself thoroughly with the business of those I wish to work with. The brief knowledge I acquire is often impressive, as it indicates that I have imagination and a real interest in working to reach a common goal. It's not the lawyer who knows the most law, but the one who best prepares his case that wins. I prepare myself and properly present it. I'm victorious. Whatever is worth having is worth going after with care. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now my own salesman. The quality and quantity of service rendered and the spirit in which it is rendered determines to a large extent the price and the duration of my employment. I'm applying quality as a habit. I add value to every detail. I'm connected. I am most efficient. I'm rendering all services of which I am capable at all times with the purpose of increasing the amount of service rendered. As greater skill is developed through practice and experience, I give myself a raise. I'm getting in the habit of optimizing my service. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now experiencing a brighter spirit. My spirit is brighter when I am in service. I'm in the habit of being agreeable, harmonious, and conduct myself in a way that will induce cooperation from associates and clients. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now aware that money is worth no more than brains. Often money is worth much less. Brains are a form of capital which cannot be permanently depreciated through depression, nor can this form of capital be stolen or spent. I'm paid not only for what I know, but more particularly for what I'm doing with that which I know. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now learning discipline through self-control, knowing that before I can control conditions, I must first control myself. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now enjoying outstanding success and in good health. I'm in control of what I eat, what habits I adapt, my thoughts, and how I express myself. I healthfully indulge in sex and other physical exercise. I provide myself with an adequate supply of fresh food. Breath. I'm breathing mindfully. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now growing in a favorable environment and becoming the positive influence desired in childhood. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now achieving success through the application of power and attaining this power through the cooperation and effort of other people. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now seen as sexy. Sexual energy is the most powerful of all the stimuli which move people into action. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now exemplifying those whom I look up to the most, people who succeed. I keep an open mind and afraid of nothing. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now concentrating all of my efforts on one definitive chief aim at a time. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now seeing more and more money in the bank. This provides me a very safe foundation of courage. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now delivering the best quality service of which I'm capable and improving my service each time I give it. I'm delivering my service in the greatest possible quantity of which I am capable. My spirit is in harmony. I'm cooperative at all times. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now attaining the goal which I established as an objective this year. I work on a definitive yearly objective to be obtained as a part of my major life objective. I break my big goals up into seasonal, monthly, and weekly action steps. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now permitting the habit of procrastination to decrease and the habit of efficiency to increase to an infinite extent. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now improving my personality. I've been persistent in following my plans through to completion. I've reached decisions promptly and definitively on all occasions. I'm conquering the 6 basic fears, naturally permitting my efficiency to increase. I'm just cautious enough. My relationship with all my associates have been pleasant. I'm increasing my energy, concentration, effort. I'm open-minded and tolerant in connection with all subjects. I improved my ability to render service. I'm building positive habits and breaking negative ones. I'm keeping my egotism in check, both openly and secretively. My conduct towards my associates has been induced, and they respect me. I have my opinions and decisions which are based upon accuracy and analysis of thoughts. I follow the habit of budgeting my time, my expenses, and my income. I've been conservative in these budgets. I am devoted. I am profitable. I rebudget my time and change my habits so I'll be more efficient each coming year. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now at peace in the present moment. I no longer feel guilty for any conduct. Instead, I acquire with my higher self and make sure my decisions are approved by my conscience. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now rendering more services and a better service each time I am paid. I am fair. I've been the purchaser of my own services and I am satisfied with my purchase. I'm in the right vocation because my clients are satisfied with the service I render. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now a success in my own right. I am courageous enough to do what I am called to do. I am free to think, do, be, and have it all. All my needs are met: food, clothing, and shelter, the 3 basic necessities for life. I am blazing new trails in new fields of endeavor. I'm supported by colleagues, hospitals, public schools, newspapers, governments, and a multitude of small businesses. My attention to detail is essential to my progress. I observe, not absorb. There is but one dependable method of accumulating and legally holding riches, and that is by rendering useful service. I'm choosing to render services. I love so much and getting paid really well for every moment of time I put in. I don't overlook the possibilities of a country whose citizens are so rich that women alone spend more than $500,000 annually for lipstick, rouge, and cosmetics. This money is now seeking me. I render carefully. A country that spends hundreds of millions of dollars annually for cigarettes, willingly and eagerly handing over millions of dollars annually for football, baseball, and prize fights. There are even businesses producing, transporting, and marketing these few items of merchandise. They are giving regular employment to many millions of men and women who receive these services. There are millions of dollars being spent every day. I am simply selecting a path, creating a plan, putting the plan into action, and following through with persistence. My success requires no explanations. It simply is. I'm so happy and grateful I am now aware that procrastination is the opposite of decision. It is a common enemy which practically every man must conquer. I'm in the habit of reaching decisions promptly and changing these decisions slowly, if and when they are changed. I have a brain and a mind of my own. I use it and reach my own decisions. I'm keeping my eyes and ears wide open and my mouth closed as I wish to acquire the habit of prompt decision making. Genuine wisdom is acquired through modesty and silence. One of my first decisions is to keep a closed mouth, open ears, and open eyes before I tell the world what I intend to do. I first show them through my deeds and not words. I know that actions are what count most. I'm so happy and grateful I am now immune to fear. I am blind to the possibility of failure. If this is treason, then I'm making the most of it. Any law that uplifts human personality is just. Any law that degrades human personality is unjust. One has a moral responsibility to disobey unjust laws. I harness the powers of the earth. I'm following the laws of nature. I'm privileged to make my own decisions. The spirit of decision is in my heart. I am in service. I am tuned into a spiritual power which recognizes no such thing as failure. My desire, decision, faith, persistence, mastermind, organization, and planning bring me success. Eternal laws of nature are available to every person who has faith and the courage to use them. They may be used to bring freedom to a nation or to accumulate riches. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now harnessing the willpower which, when mixed with persistence and placed back on my desires, ensures the attainment of my objective. These principles must be understood. They must be applied with persistence by all whom accumulate money and success. Persistence is a weakness common to the majority of men. It is a weakness which they must overcome by effort. I am putting in the effort. My subconscious mind works continuously while I'm awake and while I'm asleep. I am persistent no matter how slowly I may at first have to move. Every failure brings with it a seed of equivalent advantage. The money comes so fast now I hardly have time to count it. As I'm discovered by more people, money comes not in small tunes but in floods. I'm training myself to be persistent through purpose, desire, self-reliance, a definitive set of plans, accurate knowledge, cooperation of others, willpower, and habit. I recognize and define clearly exactly what I want. I don't use alibis or excuses. I'm specializing in my knowledge. I'm making decisions a habit, no longer passing the buck. Instead, I face issues squarely. I create definite plans and solutions to problems. No longer will I satisfy fears. I now keep my ego in check and humbly remind myself how far I've come and how far I still have to go. I'm reflecting upon my readiness, my opposition, and accepting unfavorable circumstances as being unfavorable. No longer blaming others, but taking responsibility for my own mistakes. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now connected with a strong desire. I'm making choices and motives that create more action. I'm willing and eager to continue going in spite of fear or anything else. I'm organized and writing out my plans so that they may be analyzed further. I'm moving on ideas and grasping at opportunity when it presents itself. I'm willing instead of wishing because my willpower is strong and definite. I'm in the habit of compromising with riches, aiming above and beyond what I once thought available to me when I was in the habit of poverty. I'm ambitious to be, to do, and to own. There are no shortcuts to riches, so I go for the fair equivalent. I'm in the habit of demanding the best and putting the thought into achieving it, no longer having to bargain or gamble for anything less. I handle criticism well, creating plans and putting them into action because what other people think, do, and say is their business, not mine. I don't let them or my own negative thoughts get into my subconscious mind. I observe, not absorb. If it happens, I recognize it right away and release the basic fears immediately. The fear of criticism is stronger than the desire for success, so I keep it at bay. An income of $10,000 a week will help myself and others get along quite well without any other qualities. I truly am one of persistence. I develop persistence through definite purpose, backing my burning desire for its fulfillment. My definite plan is expressed in continuous action. My mind is closed tightly against all negatives and discouraging influences, including negative suggestions of relatives, friends, and acquaintances. I'm attracting a friendly alliance with one or more people who encourage me to follow through with both plans and purpose. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now in control of my economic destiny. I'm being led to freedom and independence of thought. I'm taking steps that lead to riches in great quantities. I'm leading the way to power, fame, and worldly recognition when or as I desire it to be. I'm taking the steps which guarantee favorable breaks, steps that convert dreams into physical realities. Also to the mastery of fear, discouragement, and indifference, knowing that there is a magnificent reward for all who learn to take these steps. It's a privilege to write my own ticket, to make my life yield whatever I ask. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now organizing my efforts so they produce. I'm also collaborating with people who work with the definitive goal in spirit of harmony. Infinite intelligence is a source of knowledge. It's this intelligence that aids my creative imagination. My accumulated experience is organized and recorded. It is found in a well-equipped public library. An important part of my accumulated experience is experiment and research. I'm in the field of organizing daily. I'm turning knowledge and my accumulated experience into something that will benefit all concerned, for this and many more reasons. I'm grateful for my creative imagination. No two minds ever come together without thereby creating a third invisible and tangible force, which may be linked to a third mind. The mastermind principle holds great power which can be accumulated through no other principle. There exists a great unseen stream of power which may be compared to a river. One side flows in one direction, carrying all whom get into that side of the stream onward and upward to wealth. The other side flows in the opposite direction, carrying all who are unfortunate enough to get into it and not able to extract themselves from it downward into misery and poverty. My positive emotions and thoughts are formed by the side of the stream which carries me to fortune. Riches are shy and timid. They have to be attracted. Happiness is found in doing, not merely in possessing. I am happy, healthy, and wealthy because of my choices. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now an achiever. Those of greatest achievement are those with a highly developed sexual nature, those who have learned the art of sex transmutation, those men of the past who have accumulated great fortunes and achieved outstanding recognition in literature, art, industry, architecture, and other professions are motivated by the influence of a woman. The stimuli of the mind include, but is not limited to, the desire for sex, expression, love, a burning desire for fame, power, or financial gain. Also money, music, friendship between either those of the same sex or those of the opposite sex. Lastly, a mastermind, based upon the harmony of two or more people who ally themselves for spiritual or temporal achievement and autosuggestion. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now increasing the intensity of my thoughts to the point where I can freely communicate with the source of knowledge not available through ordinary states of thought, the sixth sense. This is my creative imagination. My ideas flash into my mind through what is properly called a hunch. They come from one or more of the following sources: infinite intelligence, my subconscious mind, or from another person's subconscious storehouse. I'm in the habit of relying upon the voice inside of me which speaks through the faculty of creative imagination. It is a fact well known to people who have keen imaginations that their best ideas come through so-called hunches. I'm in the habit of closing my eyes for 2 or 3 minutes before making a decision. This enables me to draw upon a source of superior intelligence. These same methods are used by geniuses. I'm stimulating my mindset to function on a higher than average plane. I concentrate upon the known factors of my creation and create in my mind a perfect picture of the unknown factors. The unfinished parts of the creation are taken over by the subconscious mind. I then relax by clearing my mind of all thoughts and simply wait for the answer to flush into my mind. My human mind responds to stimulation. The most powerful of stimuli is the urge of sex. When harnessed and transmuted, this driving force is capable of lifting us into that higher sphere of thought, which enables us to master ourselves and tap into source energy. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now discovered. Seldom do people succeed before the age of 40. Most of my mentors, gurus, and role models did not tap into their soul purpose until they were well beyond the age of 50. Mama Nature has prepared her own potions with which humans can safely stimulate their minds. They can tune in and find rare thoughts which come from no man. Nature stimulates us. The sources will become immune and infinite. This intelligence will help us enter the storehouse of the subconscious mind, either one's own or another part of a person's mind. A procedure which is there for all genius. Highly sexed people always have a full supply of magnetism. My handshake or personal touch indicates instantly the presence of magnetism. My voice is colored or made musical and charming. My posture and carriage of the body moves briskly with grace and ease. My vibrations of thought integrates with the emotion of sex, with thought, so that I may influence those around me. I'm a master of sales. I attain the status of mastery in selling because I transmit the energy of sex into sales enthusiasm. I know how to take my mind off the subject of sex and direct it in any sales effort with as much enthusiasm and determination as I would apply to the art of sex. The years between 40 and 50 are as rule the most fruitful for most successful individuals. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now strengthening the emotion of love. As my love begins to mix itself with the emotion of sex, the result is calmness of purpose, poise, accuracy of judgment, and balance. When the emotion of love is mixed with the emotion of sex, we are guided with more sanity, balance, and reason. Love, romance, and sex are all emotions capable of driving us to the height of superachievement. My love is the emotion which serves as a safety valve and assures balance, poise, and constructive effort. When combined, these three emotions lift me to an altitude of genius. There is no other road to genius than through voluntary self-effort. Every person who has been moved by genuine love knows that it leaves traces upon the human heart. The effect of our love endures because love is spiritual in nature. Love may come and go, times without number, but there are no two love experiences which affect one in the very same way. All love experiences are beneficial. Love is without question life's greatest experience. It brings one into communion with infinite intelligence. When mixed with the emotions of romance and sex, it leads me far up the ladder of creative effort. Love alone will not bring happiness, nor will sex alone. However, when these two beautiful emotions are blended, they bring about a state of mind closest to spirituality, the most close that we'll ever know on this earthly plane. When the emotion of romance is added to those of love, genius has been born. Men's greatest motivating force is the desire to please women. It is this inherent desire of man to please women which gives women the power to make or break a man. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now harnessing indomitable willpower. When mixed with the emotional feelings such as faith, my subconscious mind works day and night. It draws upon the forces of infinite intelligence for the power of making use of the most practical media by which these desires may be accomplished. I voluntarily hand over to it any planned desire or purpose. There's plenty of evidence to support the belief that the subconscious mind is a connecting link between the finite mind. The possibilities of creative effort in connection with the subconscious mind are stupendous and inspires me with awe. I am persistent in carrying out instructions. I am patient. I am persistent. I'm so happy and grateful that I am now a master of my impulses. I'm providing my mind, body, and soul with more desirable food upon which I may feed. I voluntarily influence my subconscious mind through positive influences. My imagination is used for the creation of plans and purposes that lead to success in my chosen occupation. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now mixing faith with a plan. Only emotionalized thoughts may have any action influence upon the subconscious mind. Negative suggestion voluntarily injects itself into the thought impulses. The positive suggestion must be injected through the principle of autosuggestion regularly. I'm kissed by the language of emotion. The 7 major positive emotions I harness include the emotion of desire, the emotion of faith, the emotion of love, the emotion of sex, the emotion of enthusiasm, the emotion of romance, and the emotion of hope. As I master these 7 emotions, the other positive emotions are at my command as I need them. I'm becoming more money conscious as I'm filling my mind with positive emotions. The 7 major and negative emotions to be avoided include the emotion of fear, the emotion of jealousy, the emotion of hatred, the emotion of revenge, the emotion of greed, the emotion of superstition, the emotion of anger. And it is my responsibility to make sure that the positive emotions constitute the dominating influence of my mind at all times, so they will dominate my mind so completely that the negatives can no longer enter. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now understanding the 6th sense, as it comes through mind development from within. Through the aid of the 6th sense, I am warned of impeding dangers in time to avoid them and notified of opportunities in time to embrace them. Nature never deviates from her established laws. I discovered that the element of faith gave me great capacity to do so quite successfully. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now following the habit of reshaping my own character by trying to imitate the people whose lives and life's work has been most impressive to me every night over long periods of years. I hold an imaginary council meeting with this group whom I call my invisible counselors. This is an opportunity to sit amongst these people I consider to be great and actually dominate the group by serving as a chairman. I deliberately assign myself the task of voluntarily rebirthing through the method as described. I'm so happy and grateful that I am now acquiring a marvelous understanding of nature. I'm making an impression upon my subconscious mind of whatever quality enables me to understand and adapt for myself the laws of nature. I'm harmonizing myself with the laws of nature and accessing knowledge which enables me to make 2 blades of grass grow where 1 grew before. I'm emulating the marvelous abilities possessed by inspired people to arouse greater and a more determined spirit of action. I'm free to think as I wish. I'm courageous. I'm clear and able to express convictions which distinguish me. I'm patient. I'm studying cause and effect without bias or prejudice. I'm harnessing a keen sense of justice and a sense of humor around human understanding. I'm acquiring a thorough understanding of the principles of organization, of effort, which are used to effectively build my enterprise. I'm persistent, determined, poised, and self-confident. I'm uniting and simplifying my efforts so that I may help others to follow in my footsteps. I'm filled with faith, with which I have uncovered so many of nature's secrets. I'm the spirit of Mama Nature. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now being led into a glorious adventure, kindled by true greatness and courage. I'm creative. I am embodied. I'm the expression of honest thought. I'm receiving accurate knowledge through sources other than physical sentences. I'm arousing the emotions which cause the heart to beat more rapidly, which generally brings the 6th sense into action. I'm so happy and grateful that I am now knowledgeable. I have a clear understanding of where I've been, where I am now, where I am going. I'm clearly understanding myself, others, happiness, and the laws of nature. I'm so happy and grateful I am now in possession of a power that enables me to throw off discouragement, master fear, overcome procrastination, and draw freely upon my imagination. I've identified my 3 enemies and cleared out all indecision, doubt, and fear from my being. Indecision is the seedling of fear. The 6 basic fears include the fear of poverty, the fear of criticism, the fear of ill health, the fear of loss of a loved one, the fear of old age, and the fear of death. I know that these fears reside in lower states of mind that are subject to control. Nature has endowed us with absolute control over but one thing, and that is our thought. This fact, coupled with the additional fact that everything which man creates begins in the form of a thought, leads us to the principle by which fear may be mastered. And I am the master of fear. Fear is a guidepost for which I run to, not from. Fear runs from me. I am in control now. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now refusing to accept any circumstances that lead towards poverty. I demand riches. I have determined what form and how much will be required to satisfy me and my family. The fear of poverty grew out of a man's inherent tendency to prey upon his fellow man economically. Symptoms of the fear of poverty include indifference, indecision, doubt, worry, overconsciousness, and procrastination. I use this understanding as a stepping stone to advancement. I demand prosperity, opulence, riches, contentment, and happiness. I retreat and practice self-confidence. I am definite in my purpose. I am in control of myself. I am enthusiastic, ambitious, thrifty, and honing sound reasoning abilities. I am seeking the company of those who demand and receive riches. I'm measuring riches in dollars, power, and revived spirits. I'm so happy and grateful I'm now understanding human nature. I'm an employer who knows how to get the best there is. I'm getting results not by criticism, but by constructive suggestions. Criticism plants fear in the human heart or resentment, but it does not build love and affection like I do. Fear destroys initiative and discourages the use of imagination. I'm good to my employees. I summon their best efforts and more miraculous results over time. I'm so happy and grateful that I am now working with the greatest of all remedies, a burning desire for achievement backed by useful service to others. My decisiveness prevents the acceptance of undesired circumstances. I'm receiving great blessings which carry with it wisdom, self-control, and understanding. I'm making the decision to forget symptoms and kill the habit of worry in all of its different forms by reaching a general blanket decision that nothing which life has to offer is worth the price of worry. With this decision comes peace of mind, calmness, and happiness. I'm so happy and grateful that I am now in the business of life. I'm achieving success, finding peace of mind, acquiring the material needs of life, and above all, attaining happiness. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now in control of my own mind. I have the power to feed it whatever thought impulses I choose. With this privilege comes the responsibility of using it constructively. I'm the master of my own earthly destiny. Just as surely as I have the power to control my own thoughts, I influence direct control over my environment, making my life what I want it to be. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now accumulated great riches. I'm protecting myself against evil. I'm preparing my mind to resist evil through self-analysis. Sometimes it enters my mind through the words of relatives, and at other times bores from within, through attitude. Regardless, it is as deadly as a poison. Even though it may not kill us as quickly, I recognize that I have willpower and put it into constant use. I'm building a wall of immunity against negative influences. I'm clearing out my medicine chest, throwing away all pill bottles, and have stopped pandering to imaginary illness. I'm deliberately seeking the company of people who influence me to think and act for myself. I have absolute control over my divine nature and destiny. My mind is my spiritual estate. I'm protecting and using it with the care to which divine royalty is entitled. I was given willpower for this purpose. I'm so happy and grateful that I am now a master of mind control. This is a result of self-discipline, a habit that is most practical. I'm keeping my mind busy with a definite purpose backed by a definite plan. I'm so happy and grateful that I am now courageously seeing myself as I really am. I'm able to quickly find out what is going wrong with me and correct it with ease. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now profiting from my mistakes and learning something from every experience. I spend more time analyzing my weaknesses and less time building alibis to cover them up. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now victorious. I'm conquering the judge inside, which is most shameful and vile. It was a great surprise to me when I discovered that most of the ugliness I saw in others was but a reflection of my own nature. Why people spend so much time deliberately fooling themselves by creating alibis to cover up their weaknesses remains unknown for now. I purposefully use the same time to become self-sufficient and cure all weaknesses so no alibi will be needed. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm now holding the master key. It is intangible but powerful. It is the privilege of creating my own mind. A burning desire for a definitive form of riches. There is no penalty for the use of this key, but there is a price that must be paid if I do not use it. The price is failure. There is a reward of stupendous proportions coming to me as I'm putting the key to use. It is the satisfaction that comes to all who force life to pay whatever they ask. Above all, I will not stop nor hesitate to practice these affirmations until they are memorized. For then, I trust I will not want to stop.